Okay, so if you're running a cold email outreach campaign using softwares like Instantly, most people think that the hardest part of a cold email campaign is getting a reply. And that's not actually the case. It's what you do after you've got a reply. Statistically, and I don't know if you knew this, if you wait just 30 minutes before you respond to a lead, you are 100 times less likely to close that lead. If you don't have a system in place to deal with that, which most businesses don't, you're potentially leaving money on the table. We've monitored the replies, we've categorized the emails, we've said, okay, they need a proposal. Then we've generated the proposal, we've created a link to the proposal, we've tagged it as Instantly, we've tagged the lead, we've updated the lead status, and then we've made this personalized email. As requested, I've put together a custom proposal outlining how our AI-powered outbound system can help your business generate consistent leads. Then I've gave them a proposal. Now okay, so this is the categorize system. So basically, right now I've just got this dummy data in just so I could test it. So in fact, let's unlink this. Let's put this here. Let's get a webhook here. Let's bring this here. So this is a webhook, and this basically is set up in Instantly. And so all you've got to do is you've got to set up a custom webhook that when a reply is received for any campaign, you're going to trigger this flow. Okay, and so all we do is to set up a webhook, you just go into your Instantly campaign. If you're new to Instantly or you've never set up Instantly, we'll include a link below. The best cold email service system out there. It is $37 a month for the first plan, and then $97. I'm on the $97 a month plan. Have 25,000 contacts, leads that I can upload to it. It's got a bunch of other features. I'm not going to get into that on this video, but like Instantly is the king of email outreach. So I would highly suggest you look into Instantly. I'll leave a link below just so you can check that out. But back to it. In order to trigger a webhook from any reply, you just got to come to this section. You just got to add a webhook, and then you go to, in fact, let's, well, I don't want to lose this one, so we'll just use this as an example. So you just come into add a custom webhook. It will generate a URL like this. Copy that link, go back into Instantly, punch in that URL, select the action, so reply received, and then you can do all campaigns. I'll do all campaigns for now, and then add webhook, and then you've got a webhook, right? So, and then you can leave this on. So when that webhook is triggered, it's going to run through this. So first things first, just to show you a test, go into your campaign. I've added my email here. I'm going to add some more information. There we go, company name. So I'll create a different video on how to set everything up in Instantly with scraped leads, but for now this is just for this section. So we want the first name, company name. You can add fields like website, personalization, blah, blah, blah. Like I said, that's a different video. So let's just go here, go into your sequences. And then this is just an example sequence. What we're going to do is we're going to send ourselves a test. How do we do that? Let's preview. Here we go. So let's send from this address, we're going to send a test to that email, and then we're going to reply to it so we can now this is just supposed to say first name, so just ignore this. So send test email, and then we're going to reply to it, and then I'm going to show you how it triggers and categorizes the response. Okay, so let's just open up my email, go to my email. Okay, we've sent a test here, and then so we just got this, this is just a template email. So I'm just going to reply here. Hi, I'm very interested. Could you send me some pricing? Okay. So what I've got is, so obviously this is specific to pricing, but what I've done is in the actual Instantly categorization, mentioned that if they ask for pricing or cost or more information on the business, we're going to send them a proposal, basically. obviously this is going to fluctuate, right? Like the idea is we're going to craft this out and work on building a database of responses, but this is kind of just the start. So this is really a system that will just continue to build and craft out the responses. And so basically what it's doing is, when I'm going to run this in a second, you'll see the reply that I've just received. It's going to categorize it using AI. It's going to parse that data, and then it's going to update a record in my proposal generator here, which I'll get into in a second. And then it's also going to create a record into my email responses, which is where I'll store all the responses. I'm actually making another system where I'm going to manually review each response before I send a proposal or reply, just so I can keep track of all the AI generated responses. So let's run this. Let's see it run through. Here you go, response, categorize, gone up to proposal, updated. So there you go. So now we've got a proposal, and you see it just generated that in real time. And now I want to just go through what I've created here. Okay, so as you can see, it's took the company name, the date, and the email from the instantly reply, and then it's added them to this field, and then it's also updated this field, which basically means we're going to generate this proposal, and that runs another automation that's running in the background that's waiting for this trigger. So because this particular campaign is one system, this is just an example, but this is one system. So for this, it's not an individual business or if you watch my other video about AI proposal systems, it was more like researching the company and then creating a proposal system. So this is the exact same system, but all I've done is I've wrote this in because I know my audience, I know who I'm targeting, and I know the service that I'm proposing. So here's all I've done here. I've just said high cost per acquisition across the company. This is pertaining to my offer to currently running social ads. That's not right. And PPC spending thousands of dollars per month, making profit margins super thin. That's potentially their company problem based on my research. And then here's the service solution that I've added. So this is just an AI personalized cold outreach system. It's hyper personalized to recipient to increase reply rates. I scrape leads for cents on the dollar. Monthly costs a fraction of pay-per-click, media ads, and less management fees. No change in management fee, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, long story short, this is this is where you would put your proposed service, whether it be a cold email system, whether it be like whatever it is your business does. This is where you'd put your proposed service. And then in here, you'd put your timeline, so 10 days email warm-up. That's just pertaining to the system. And then first lead within 30 days. So that's just part of the timeline. And then for pricing, I've got a flat rate fee of $9.67 a month, no changes, 3-month commitment required, or if you just want a one-time fee of $6.997, no management, no recurring fee. So you do this once. This is what you would do initially, just so that your proposal has the same information every time you run it, and then leave the status empty. You can get a link to this proposal system down below to learn more and how to set this up for your own business. But this is kind of how it's going to run. The cool thing is this is just one offer. So you could build this, you could duplicate this base and have it for a different product, and you just have the one proposal each time. You don't need to change this because it's going to replace the email, it's going to replace the company name, and it's going to replace the first name. It didn't on this for some reason. I must have missed it in here. I can fix that. But normally it would add the first name there, just for personalization. And so this is just a proposal that's always going to be generated because it's just your details, but it's going to generate for each individual person. So it has their name, their company name, all that stuff. So it doesn't look like you're just copy and pasting and sending the person the wrong proposal. And then once that's generated, or once that's been tagged here, because I've got this in a demo, it's not automated. When you've got this live, the proposal generator will be active in the background. So you'll just leave it running. When this is tagged, all that's happening in the background is, you see there, boom, it's just generated that proposal. It's changed the tag to instantly. If this was all set up in a live environment, all this would just be happening. I've just got it so I can show you individually, but as you saw there, it added the instantly tag, and then it's generated me a proposal. But the cool thing is, if I show you this proposal, and there you see the proposal, but as you can see, company name there, and then the first name here, and then this is by me, obviously I added that in. But just remember as well, like, you only have to do this once and then it runs, and it just runs. Okay, so as you can see, your current, and this is AI generated here, what it's done, your current advertising strategy relies heavily on PPC and social ads, resulting in significant acquisition costs that drastically reduce profit margins, blah, blah, blah. Just looks pretty cool. This is all AI generated, as you saw. Like, my problem was not as in-depth as that. I just put it in like notes. So AI's took this and then has basically produced this, and it's going to send it to your client. And then the same for the service. It's saying our AI-driven outreach automation significantly lowers your acquisition cost by generating hyper-personalized leads instantly. And then it's gone and listed some of the service things here. Scrape targeted leads at a fraction of ad platforms cost. Monthly investment substantially lower than PPC ads. So it's just took my summary, turned it into a more professionally written. Now, of course, you can change this template. This is just the standard template. And then here, this is cool as well. So this is just showing the project timeline, talking about the warm-up of inbox accounts using instantly, begin 10-day email domain. It talks about activate AI-driven automated outreach. Like, it just goes into detail, just makes it look like if they're paying you, there's a bit more involved than just give me your money kind of thing. And then here we go, investment. So we got 2 investments. This monthly, that's actually a mistake on my part. I added that in the proposal. But like I said, you do this once, you set this up once, and then you don't have to worry. There's a tier 1 pricing that I mentioned for full AI personalized cold outreach, automated lead sourcing, flat monthly rate, predictable cost, 3-month minimum commitment, investment $967 a month one time, or tier 2 growth system. That's just what I named it. It sounds cool. Lifetime access to AI cold outreach system, no recurring monthly charges, unlimited leads and automated booking, hyper personalization and AI optimization included, investment $69997 one-time fee, or you can add a monthly support add-on of $500 a month. I just added that into the actual proposal document. And then there's success stories, add some case studies, and then your contact information. So your client's going to get this. They're going to get this within 30 minutes. They're going to be like, whoa, they've sent this out. They've personalized it to my company. You can get even creative and add as much details as possible to this. You can add their logo into the system. Like, that is built into the proposal system. I just didn't incorporate it with instantly and the proposals just to make this tutorial a little easier. But that is something that you can add to each proposal. And then, so once we've done that, so we've monitored the replies, we've categorized the emails, we've said, okay, they need a proposal. Then we've generated the proposal, we've created a link to the proposal, we've tagged it as instantly. Then the next step is, let me run this here. So we're going to do this here. We've tagged the lead, we've updated the lead status, and then we've made this personalized email. I just made this email, I used HTML. Hi, first name, thanks for getting back to me, great to hear you're interested. As requested, I've put together a custom proposal outlining how our AI-powered outbound system can help your business generate consistent leads. Then I've gave them a proposal. Now, the cool thing is, we could make this, in fact, we have, these emails are going to change. I did it from my personal inbox, so I just connected my own inbox to that, so it looks like I've replied to it. The cool thing is as well, like, we could get, if you watch my previous video, you could get AI in here to make this more specific to their reply. I just for this tutorial, I wanted to make it easier. Just for this demonstration, I wanted to show it easier. And then after that email's sent, so now they've gone through instantly, they're interested, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to add it to your CRM. So I actually have a CRM build in Airtable, and it's basically just taking that data, putting it in my CRM, and then I can run it through other sequences if I want to, or I can manually handle it, whatever. After that part, it's kind of, you're doing whatever you got to do, but you've made contact. You're potentially going to close the sale. So yeah, like that's pretty much the system in a nutshell. The key tool is this proposal generator. But let me show you the email. So there we go. So that's the email that it's sent to the client, and there's the proposal. It's even attached. You can change that to be a PDF. It's just a Google slide at the minute, but as you can see, look at this. Hi Jake, thanks for getting back to me. Great to hear you're interested. As requested, I've put together a custom proposal, blah, blah, blah. You can view the proposal right there. There's the proposal. They can look through it, all the details. Even attaches it here like this, and then it's got like this customized information. So there you have it. Simple categorization system. Proposal's been generated, tags it in instantly. Let's show the email replies. It's even logged the reply here. This is the actual client reply and our campaign here, and then it's tagged it as proposal. We can make this, like I said, this field, this area is kind of redundant in a minute, but we can make this even more advanced. And then it goes through the watches for the proposals, tags instantly, updates the lead status. I can show you that too. If we go into we go in here, look at the leads. You can see now it's completed the lead, so it's tagged it, interested, completed. Yep, that's the one. And then it's sent them an email and it's added it to your CRM. So there you go. So you've handled, I mean, the video was a lot longer than 2 minutes, but you've handled the entire sequence of sending your client a proposal within minutes. You've not had to do any work. You've customized it for their company. You can make that document even better. You can enhance this so much better. If you click on the link below, you'll see my proposal system. You can make this so much better, so much more, sellable. This is just, like I said, this is just a base template, but you do that once. You do it once, and then everything else is automated. So every single lead that comes in, you're saving yourself hours and hours of work. You're giving them a customized proposal with pricing, all that jazz. And then you obviously, like when you've got this too, and then I'm gonna start adding here, if you want to book a call. If the client says, oh yeah, look, I'm interested, I'd love to jump on a call, I'm going to make a scenario here that's going to run through and send them a calendar invite, and then I'm going to do, like, if they're not interested but they're interested at a later date, I'm going to store that in a database and then run them through a sequence, maybe like every 8 days or something, to see if they're interested, or every 2 months or whatever. And then if they're flat out not interested and they're upset, just going to unsubscribe them and tag the lead as just remove them from the system. So there you go. Obviously, there's no limit to what we can do here. There's so much involved. I hope you like this video. I just wanted to show you the power of automations and how you can deal with clients and nurturing them in sequences and using instantly to generate more business. So yeah, hope you like this video. Please leave a comment for if you want to see any particular automations. And yeah, thanks for watching, and bye-bye.